My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Center Hill Road, Ecru, Mississippi, 38841. I am still under attack by Scientology. So, Scientology. Humans have souls. We have extra dimensional biology. We utilize this extra dimensional biology first while we are alive. Every biological function we have requires extra dimensional biology attached to us to work right. And second, we utilize this extra dimensional biology to have an afterlife. Human DNA produces a horned alien that goes into outer space upon death and participates in creation. We have magical abilities. We can move elements around, create stars and planets and life found on these planets. That is the human experience. That's what humans experience naturally. So, Scientology is the practice of cutting this extra dimensional biology from themselves. They cut their souls off. And they use technology and techniques to turn them into vehicles, upper dimensional biologies in which they can drive around, also known as aliens. They look alien in appearance. They are very grotesque and disgusting humanoids that have been cut to pieces and sewn back together using stolen body parts from other humans and other species. They make all different types of biologies using this practice. So that's Scientology. Humans are cutting their souls off and driving their souls around on Earth and in outer space, and they're using these souls or their souls to commit all kinds of crimes against humanity. So today has been bad. I've been harassed and assaulted all day long, over and over and over again. And they have either my brain installed in one of their computer systems, or they have technology inside of my brain, extra dimensional tech, that allows me a form of telepathy. So this telepathy that they have, we get an internal voice. Everyone can communicate using an internal voice. And it also interfaces us to a computer system, which allows us to interact with each other in a digital landscape. Everyone gets an avatar, or you can see their alien forms, pictures of themselves, but everyone gets an avatar. They're using this technology to harass me badly, both verbally and physically. They verbally harass me, berate me. They premeditate my death. They give me death threats. They threaten my family, what they're going to do to us, and what they are doing to us. And then they use the visual. So we get a screen in our brain, or a screen in this computer system hooked up to our brain, and we have to experience it, or I have to experience whatever they subject me to, and it's harassment, foul body language. And they like to assault me and then rub it in my face that they are assaulting me, that they're going to get away with it, nobody's going to do anything about it, and that I have some kind of horrible destiny that they have planned out for me. Something bad is going to happen. It is bad happening to me, and it's something horrible going to happen to me in the future. Some kind of torture to death and send me to hell and all this bullshit that they're subjecting me to. This is Scientology. So this is how it started for me. I started social media about 14 years ago, 14 to 15 years ago, or 16 years ago. So about 14 years ago, Some Scientologists decided they wanted to assimilate me. They became attracted to my psychology. I'm an author. I participate in politics. I'm extremely intelligent. I'm a Class A personality. And I use social media to participate in politics and to allow other artists or other people interested in literature to view my literature. So some people in Scientology decided to assimilate me. I was at work one day, and civilians, Fast Company, uh, and other people like Fast Company, marketing companies or internet companies, they all come to my shop, and it became apparent that they could see into my environment. They were using their platforms to communicate with me, and they were looking into my environment, and they were the context of their language proved that they were invading my privacy. I told them to get away from me, to leave. Next thing I know, the American government came down and installed more technology and assimilated me into a hive mind. Barack Obama was there. I started hearing voices and seeing things, hallucinating, seeing people's avatars. Well, some of these people were nice. Barack Obama was nice. Some of these people aren't nice. They are extremely hostile people. They harass people constantly. It's all they do. They do this for a variety of reasons. First off, Scientology is criminal. They steal body parts from people, no matter what. So they have conditioned themselves to cut body parts off of people. They cut their souls off, and they cut the souls off of other people, and they chop themselves to pieces, and then they sew themselves back up and try to create an alien form that is a viable vehicle that they can drive around. It's what they're conditioned to do, chop people to pieces. So now they are subjecting their religion, or this religion, which it is a religion, it has to do with the afterlife and our souls, and they play God on people. They're all calling themselves gods or demigods, or they have God's authority or whatever. They're subjecting this to other people. So marketing companies, Google, Facebook, and even Bill Gates and other rich people, business owners, CEOs, and politicians, and even the government, the FBI, the CIA, the military, they are all using this technology on people. They cut people's body parts off, and they install technology in people's brains, extra dimensional technology. So these marketing companies, they're cutting body parts off of people and putting their brains in machines and installing technology in people's brains. The public, people that use social media and the internet, so they can use the information gathered from this surveillance type technology to sell people things. It controls the ads that you see on Facebook and the internet. I just got hit in the heart. That's assault. I just got assaulted. The FBI is using this technology as surveillance technology, which I would say is okay, but they don't go after terrorists or people that blow up schools and shit like that. Or I have never seen any one of these people go after real terrorists using this technology. We see these people in the third dimension. These terrorists, they usually use social media and talk about they're radicals or racist type people. And these are the people, and we see them plain as day in the third dimension. And people with mental illnesses, people trying to procure weapons or brandishing. This is a big one. People brandish firearms that are going to use them. People that don't brandish firearms are not likely to use them. These people are brandishing firearms or collecting firearms. And we see this in the third dimension. I have never seen these people, the FBI or the CIA or the military or any of these people using this technology for surveillance. I've never seen them go after radicals or people that are actually a problem. They go after people of interest, people that are going to make them money or whatever. The FBI and the CIA and the military are using this surveillance technology as an excuse to steal body parts. Scientologists want our body parts. They want to go up there on their big aliens and cut people's body parts off, cut their souls off, and either put them in a machine or use us for, they call us fodder. The public is fodder for the Scientology community. That's what they say. And they are God. They are God to us. That's their religion. That's what they say. So I've been assaulted several times today. In my eyes, in my forehead, and in my brain, and in my sexual organs. My penis and my groin area. I have been mutilated badly in the upper dimensions. Like 80 to 90% of my biology has been removed. It's being used for various purposes. I'm hooked up to machines and being tortured. And they're subjecting me to horrible experiences. Because I said no to Scientology. I told Scientology to get out upon assimilation. Well, Scientology, they have a harassment issue. They harass their victims. The people that have a problem with Scientology, where Scientology wrongs people and it causes conflict and it turns into harassment and kidnapping and assault and murder and defamation and espionage, foul play. That's what the Scientology community does. They think their religion is above all else. They play God among the public. And if you are anybody with any kind of authority, such as a government official, CIA agents are very, uh, very vulnerable to the Scientology community. The Scientology community loves their CIA agents. If I was a CIA agent, no one would ever know my identity. No one would ever know I was CIA, and I would be off grid, away from these people, because they're targets. The CIA is targets. The military is targets. The military is the real fodder. They do so much horrible shit to people in the military that never gets made public. And now we got a bunch of military members running around doing Scientology's bidding. The people that fall in line and do what they want them to do, they get a permit to live. And they're the worst of the worst. The CIA, the FBI, and the military, they're combat professionals. They hurt people for a living. So what do you think they're doing with their heavenly abilities, their alien abilities that they have gained through Scientology? They hurt people. Torture, rape, murder. I was forced to assimilate into Scientology. They tried to force me to assimilate. It was conflict right off the bat. I don't care who you are, what you are. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the most famous, most beautiful person in the world. I don't care if you have all the money in the world. You're not going to come down here and invade my privacy. You're not going to insert yourself into my life. I understand how the brain works and how psychology works and how humans are developed. You being here is a pain. It is an obstacle that I have to overcome to develop myself properly so I can deal with issues in life and become my best self. You just gave me an obstacle putting yourself in my environment. Now I have to overcome your expression upon me, what you do to me. I have to overcome that now on top of trying to better myself. That's how psychology works. We are a product of our environment. The experiences we have as we go through life, they create a framework called memories. We use these memories as a framework to do everything we do. Every behavior, every choice we make is based upon the memories that we have acquired. I've had some kind of memories in the past, and thank God that I got into psychology at an early point in my life while I was still developing psychology, and that taught me how to develop myself. It's called conditioning. We can condition ourselves, and it's not just physical memories that we make. We also make memories through thought processes. We think about things like a monk becoming stoic, or the Chinese do this and the Japanese do this. They go into their own thoughts, their thought patterns, and they think about what they think about, and they try to become stoic and better themselves psychologically. That's what's going on there, even if they don't know the science or not. And Scientology has kind of covered this issue. They reject Scientology because it's not their idea. They use Scientology because it's required to operate in alien form. We've told them this over and over and over again. You can't come up here and operate what's basically a weapon of mass destruction without being psychologically sound. That's why they audit people. They don't call it psychotherapy or psychoanalysis, which is what it is. They call it auditing. And then they give people an e-meter, which is the dumbest thing in the world. What they are doing is they are trying to subliminally tell people, okay, we are using devices, technology. So they give people a machine to hold in their hands, and the entire time they're sticking shit in their brains in the extra dimensions, or they're mapping out their neurology. Say you think about an idea or whatever, they're really up there looking at your brain and seeing which memories get stimulated or whatever, and they tap into that memory, or they try to do away with it, or something to this effect. So what Scientology is actually doing is merging psychology with technology, neural tech, the ability to isolate individual memories and thought patterns and either stimulate this area of the brain or in some way try to destroy it or make it less prominent. I am sick. They gave me a death wound about a week ago, or a couple weeks ago, or whenever. They chopped out a part of my inner brain tissue. It was bad. It was a death wound. I felt myself fading away. It was hard to keep myself alive. When you get a death wound, you kind of fight against it. You're trying to keep yourself alive while this death wound is killing you. It feels like they're draining the life force out of you, and you get sick. So I've been damaged in the brain and in the stomach, my solar flex, and in the stomach, and in my neck, and in my back. And I've been sick ever since. So it's a death wound, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. They're not some all-powerful magical creatures that can regrow brain tissue. There is no force on earth that can regrow neurology. Once it's gone, it's gone. Humans don't regrow brains and hearts and limbs. Once it's cut off, it's gone forever, for good, and there's no replacing it. If you're lucky, you can get heart transplants, liver transplants, kidney transplants, and these work in a third dimension to some degree. But you never get back what you had. On the micro scale, our biology has there's way more anatomical features in play than just nerve connections and tissue, and nerves and tissue. We have microtubules, ion channels that run the length of our bodies through our organs and in our brain. Once these tubes are cut, yeah, they help our body allocate nutrients. So when you like salt, the salt or sodium ion channels in our brain that help us produce neurochemical electricity, it ensures that salt goes to our brain to where it's supposed to go. And once these ion channels are cut, it's gone. Scientology they don't take this into consideration. They cut themselves to pieces and sew themselves together and think that's kosher, think that's okay. It all functions the same. No, they are missing out on a lot of biological function. And on top of this, they're conditioned to cut people to pieces and steal body parts from the public and themselves. They're twacked out of their heads. So not only does this technology record sensory perception input and record bodily function, it also stimulates brain and central nervous system tissue. So they're running small amounts of energy through their neurons in their brain. This stimulates neurochemical production. It elevates neurochemicals such as dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin. It has an extremely narcotic-like effect upon the user. These Scientologists are getting high using technology in their brain. So this technology is a narcotic. Technology in their brain is narcotic. And most of these people are also abusing substances. The military, they get their little turquoise pills or whatever. They're on stimulants daily. Even the FBI and the CIA, they're using stimulants or opiates or whatever. And the civilian community is definitely using drugs on top of this narcotic-like technology. They're all crackheads, twacked out of their fucking minds, subjecting other people to their religion, which is Scientology. And it is a religion. It pertains to our souls, and it pertains to the afterlife, the extra dimensions. It is a realm in which lies the afterlife, what humans experience after death. And to most people, that is a religion. I'm Native American. My religion is it's the great unknown, Wakantanka. We look and we see as the great unknown. And if you go back through history and look at all the primal texts or the early texts, we're kind of like the Chinese or the Japanese in a way. We see that there is this underlying energy in all things, the rocks, the rivers, the trees, everything. There's this underlying energy. They call it a spirit. And what it is extra dimensional matter, extra dimensional energy attached to what we see in the third dimension. There's more there than we can see. It's not a spirit. It's extra dimensional energy or interdimensional energy attached to all things. The rocks, the trees, the rivers, the mountains, they all have extra dimensional energy attached to them, extra dimensional matter that is attached that you can't see from the third dimension, but it's there. And anybody that observes the energy flowing through our environment for long periods of time, they begin to see there's something else there affecting the flow of all things. And then they call it the unknown. It's the great unknown. And the only religion that I have is don't cut my body parts off. Native Americans have been telling the U.S. this for centuries. Don't cut our fucking body parts off. We know what it takes to enter the spirit realm or the extra dimensions or the afterlife. You have to have all of your body parts attached to you to be able to cross over. This is fact. It's the reality. Don't cut my fucking body parts off. That's my religion. I want to be whole. I want to remain intact. Don't cut my body parts off. Now they're blaming this on me. I don't brandish no fucking firearms. I tried shooting at these people. I tried taking my gun out back and blasting these aliens to pieces. That didn't work. They try to blame this shit on me every day. I've done something wrong in the past that somehow justifies their criminal behavior against me. I did nothing wrong. Scientologists come to my places of employment and did whatever the fuck they did. They installed technology or they took body parts. Either way, they invaded my privacy. I started hearing voices and hallucinating, and I told them to get the fuck away from me, and they started killing me 14 years ago. Ever since then, it's been a clusterfuck of retards running their fucking mouths daily and assaulting me on a daily basis. It didn't take long after first encounter that I started getting sick and going to the hospital. They fucked me up bad. They stuck shit inside of me, cut my body parts off. I started getting x-rays done on the parts that were bothering me, and there was nothing there. But my whole face swelled up, my head swelled up, and I could feel shit shoved inside of me for the last 14 years. And they're trying to get away with this. They're going to blame me for all this bullshit. I did drugs or this and that, or I did something to somebody, which is all bullshit. So they couldn't get me doing anything. So I think that they tried to set me up using people in my environment, my friends and family members. It didn't go anywhere either. They know it's all bullshit. That's why there has been no authorities approach me with this case or whatever they're trying to do, because they know it's bullshit. It'll fail in court. When people all get together, all I got to do is start asking the right questions, and the case is going to fall to fucking pieces. So they're going to wait till after I'm dead and see, look, he did this, so we had to do this, or he did that, so we had to do that. The truth is, Scientology harmed me, and I became angry. I said, get the fuck away from me. And it's been 14 years of harassment and assault. Now they're threatening me with the life of my pets. They're assaulting my animals right now. That's what they're claiming they're doing. And they have been doing this. My pets are sick. Me and my pets are violently ill. I'm going to the hospital in the morning, or going near the hospital. I like to go to the wellness center. They have good showers there and a steam room and a good swimming pool, and they even have exercise equipment. I go there a lot. It's close to the hospital, and the steam room helps with my ailments. It helps with pain. So these people are here right now on their alien forms. There are people on Earth right now in the third dimension that are alive today. They are driving aliens onto my location, and they are using these aliens to harm me and my family. I just got hit in the heart again. That's assault! Stop! Yes, I used to be able to see these people, see their alien forms. Mostly insects. Mostly a bunch of insects running around. And that's what it is, a bunch of insectoids and millipedes. They use giant millipedes as surrogates, and a few humanoids walking around. And I could see Anunnakis, or peace parts creatures, parts of Anunnakis, here in my environment. Mostly insectoids. They use insectoids or insects as surrogates. So this technology that gives them the ability to drive their own souls, to drive their own extra dimensions, also gives them the ability to drive other extra dimensions. So not only do they cut their souls off and drive that around, they cut your fucking soul off and they drive that around too. Especially if you are a person of interest or person they are attracted to. The actors or entertainment professionals, they are vulnerable too to Scientology. I mean, think about it. These people are twacked out of their fucking heads thinking they're gods, and they covet our body parts. They see us as fodder. So they come down here and cut the body parts off of whoever they are attracted to and take it back up to their little labs or whatever, their little hideouts, the places where they do Scientology, and they add another one to their collection. They just hit me in the heart again. You're breaking the law. I do not consent for you to be here. I do not consent for you to put your hands on me. I do not consent for you to speak to me, to hear your voice. I do not consent to that. And I do not consent for you to show me things. I do not consent for you to make me hallucinate. You're breaking the law. Stop! I'm being harassed again. So now they're blaming on me brandishing a firearm because I said something about brandishing. I don't brandish firearms. My firearms are kept in a safe. I don't even touch them or look at them. I go deer hunting with my firearms. They've been there for 15 to 20 years. I tried to get rid of them. I took them to a family member's house, and that family member dropped dead in a week. So guess what happened? They brought my guns back to me. I put them back in the safe, and that's where they are today. I don't brandish my firearms. I said, oh, we got your ass. They're fucking liberals. They think, oh, he's got a firearm. We got to kill him now. So that's their excuse for today. Oh, yeah, they're blaming on me. I got a firearm, so they're going to kill me for it. That's a lie. It's all bullshit again. Yes, I took my firearms to a family member's house when they started this shit with me again. Oh, he's got guns. Oh, now we got a good excuse to kill him. So I took all my firearms to a family member's house, and he dropped dead 1 week after I took him there. So they brought my firearms back to me. I put them back in a safe, and I'm not doing shit with them because it's dangerous to other people. It puts other people in danger. Oh, yeah, that's their newest excuse. They're fucking liberals because that suits their agenda. Liberals are very criminal. They commit acts of terrorism. They think they can put their hands on people. Liberals do, yeah. And they're cutting dicks off of kids and shit and sewing up vaginas, turning chicks into men and men into little kids. That's liberal. Now, Republicans, they don't put their hands on people. Not like liberals do, not like the Democrats do. Barack Obama is a Democrat. How many people has he killed? Everyone that gets wind of what Barack Obama's doing winds up with a bullet in their fucking head, no matter where they are. They run for fucking cover, leave the country if they got enough money. So this is Scientology. This is what a lot of people go through because of Scientology, and never get to talk about it. I'm extremely sick, bad sick. I'm mutilated, cut to pieces. I'm on life support or something of that nature. And they keep putting these fucking machines in my brain. They click it all the time. Click it, click, 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 click. Especially as soon as there's conflict. Then they start clicking the shit again, like they're doing right now. I hear a bunch of clicking and shit going on in my brain. They're building some kind of contraption which allows them to either probably artificially stimulate my brain. At the same time, they're going to pull it out of my head. Some kind of body parts harvesting, brain harvesting technology or technique that they're trying to do. It's all retard bullshit. These people have no medical authority, no medical knowledge, and they're fucking with body parts and fucking with people's body parts and fucking with people. Now I'm getting harassed again. Oh, well, I do not consent. Get the fuck away from me. Now I'm getting threatened with more assault. They're threatening me with more assault. Now I'm being harassed. They're visually stimulating my screen and showing this motherfucker in Scientology use foul body language to harass me. He's doing it again. They are addicted to this. They're twacked out our fucking heads, too much dopamine in their brains, and they're addicted to the same thing over and over again, which is harassment. And then they get to practice Scientology on people, on me. is what they do for a living. It's their hobbies, their religion. They are addicted to it, to the harassment and the fucking Scientology bullshit. I'm being harassed. Fuck off! This is what stupid people do. They hurt other people. Whenever they're subjected, whenever they are presented with a problem, stupid people, they become violent. They harass people. They try to manipulate people and assault people. Intelligent people understand the outcomes of our choices. They understand violence against a person creates conflict, and now there's multiple people involved. They just started a fucking war. That's what smart people know. Stupid people don't know that. They think they're going to get one over on one of their fucking victims, and that's going to be the end of it. Well, they don't understand this conflict is a part of our environment. Other people are now involved. Usually that's someone's family member or friend, or you created a long-lasting event that is bringing other people involved. These people are fucking retards. Scientology. And not only that, they are breaking the universe. They're putting holes everywhere, fucking up the earth, cleaving all of our matter. See, these aliens, they're cleaved. They can come down here to earth, grab a hold of an object, and rip it up, and they just cleave that object pertaining to whatever dimensions they have, their hands have. I just got assaulted in the heart again. Stop! You're breaking the law. Stop! They're so fucking addicted to this. These are addicts. They can't stop doing it. It's either harassment or assault or torture over and over and over again. They are addicted to it.